Hi guys, Ange here. Thanks for joining me. Now today I am going to show you my eyeshadow collection, or eyeshadow palette collection, eyeshadows. So I'm very good at not holding on to palettes that I am not going to use. So the palettes I've got I love, and some of them I haven't even used because I showed you in my makeup haul video recently these palettes, and I don't want to use them until I do Get Ready With Me's on camera. So I haven't used them, and I am going to wait till I do videos because I want to do swatches of them all, etc. And I want to do that when they're nice, fresh and new. So without further ado, if you are interested in knowing what shadows really tickle my fancy, please keep watching. So this is my collection of eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to turn it around this way so that we can get it all in the shot. 47 palettes of my eyeshadow palettes. That's not counting my Z palettes with singles in the back there. But as I've explained in previous videos, I don't hold on to palettes that I don't like. I shift them on pretty quickly. So these palettes I really love. Some I haven't used because I'm wanting to use them in some Get Ready With Me's and videos coming up in the future. So this is my collection, and we'll go through them one by one. Starting with this palette here because it's so shiny in the box there. This is the Becca Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette. I was lucky enough to get a palette that wasn't a dud. I really like the colours in here. I love the blendability and I love the neutralness of the palette, and just think and really do enjoy this for an everyday palette. Going through to my smaller palettes here, this is just a single eyeshadow of the Burberry colour in Barley. It is just a really nice shadow to sweep all over the lid when I want a really quick eye look and I want to rush out the door. I love my Charlotte Tilbury. This is Vintage Vamp with the mauve burgundy colours and that beautiful gold. Another Charlotte Tilbury quad, and this one is in Dolce Vita with the beautiful coppery tones and a beautiful gold. The Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions palette, and I have not used this palette yet but am dying to do so. NARS Duo, this one is in Kalahari, just some beautiful bronzy colours there, and really like those as well. Obviously I like them all, so I'm going to stop saying that. Bare Minerals, this is The Truth. This was one of Tiffany D's favourite palettes and is just a great neutral quad. Another Tiffany D inspired palette by Bare Minerals, and this is Top Shelf and is a really pretty bronzy and a very pretty bronzy colour, beautiful for summer. Another Bare Minerals quad, and I just really like the warm tones of this, and this is called The Happy Place. A YSL shadow palette with just your neutral browns. Would probably be one of the first ones that I declutter from this, as I probably don't reach for it as much as I do some other palettes. Withy Art in its little cardboard packaging in the wee Petite Pro, and this has a mixture of mattes and shimmers. Really enjoy this palette. This is the Wee by Terry palette that I got at Christmas time. The beautiful neutral colour, quite cool tones, really like that palette. And just a wee Stila compact. I've lost all that from there, that was Kitten, and just a couple of really nice shadows there. Chanel Quad, this is in Prelude. If you want a really nice smoky eye, this is a lovely palette. I love my Dior shadows. This is Pure Carnage. Love the shadows in here. Beautiful wintertime palette, this one. Then we have Greige. Love this for an everyday work look. Incognito, this is another very neutral, natural looking eye look for work, which is great. And then we have Rosy Tan, a purchase inspired by Lisa Eldridge with one of her beautiful videos. This is actually a palette with several items in here. This has got sculpting colours in cream and powder by Kevin Aquan, and then you've got these 4 beautiful neutral eye shades. I recently did a makeup look using this palette, and if you like neutral colours, this is beautiful. This is Makeup Geeks in the Nude. For a cool neutral eye look, original Tartelette palette in these beautiful neutral mauvey tones. And then I also got the Tartelette in Bloom palette because it's just a little bit more warmer, and I really enjoy using these as well. I do have a bad habit of buying palettes with similar colours, unfortunately. My most favourite palette of the moment would have to be Anastasia's Soft Glam. Just beautiful. I recently did a tutorial using this stunning palette, and I plan on doing more. This is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk. Just stunning. Once again, loving Charlotte Tilbury. These are her 5-minute instant look in a palette. This palette here is Seductive Beauty. Then I have Beauty Glow. And then Smoky Look. A palette I haven't used yet but I'm really dying to is the Tarte Manita 2 palette. Really like this palette. This is the Withy Art Tryst palette with these beautiful little warm romantic colours. Palette I haven't used yet, Just Peachy Mattes palette. Dying to use this as well. I think it would be a great winter palette for me. This is the Colourpop Yes Please palette. Been playing with it a couple of times, still going to play with it a little bit more. the Colourpop Double Entendre palette with all these beautiful neutral colours that look neutral but actually have quite a bit of impact to them. The NARS Loaded palette. Once again, beautiful neutrals with shimmers and mattes. Withy Art Neutral Matte. This is a brilliant palette for using in conjunction with other palettes. The Warm Mattes from Withy Art. Have not used this yet. Will be using it very soon. Love this palette. This is a Tom Ford palette that came out last spring. It has a highlighter, blush and 4 shadows. The iconic Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Divine. I love these palettes by Marc Jacobs. This one here is in Scandalust. Beautiful. And Glambition is stunning. And I still want to get Editorial. This is by Tarte and it is called the Double Duty palette. Have not used this yet. Looking forward to. Another fabulous Anastasia palette, the Master palette by Mario. Unfortunately, this was a limited edition. This is a beautiful winter palette. A palette that if I had to declutter, would probably declutter this one here and maybe this one here. This is a Laura Mercier Caviar palette, and I probably, when I want these sorts of colours, would reach for my Tartelette palette instead. Don't seem to reach for this one as much. A very affordable and gorgeous palette by Zoeva. Or Zoeva, not sure how you say it, but this palette is stunning, and this is Cocoa Blend. I absolutely love this palette. This is by Bare Minerals. They put these palettes out occasionally, and I got this last Christmas, and this is a Neutral Girl's Dream. Another palette that I haven't used yet because I've been trying to get ready with me's with palettes and keeping up with them, but this is the Anastasia Prism palette. I'm dying to play with this for the fact that it is truly outside of my comfort zone, but absolutely think the colours are going to be quite fun. One of my mostest favourite, if that's an English way of saying it, my most favourite palettes is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye palette. I adore this palette. It has everything you would need. It's amazing. I love it. And unfortunately it was a limited edition. And then last but not least, I have my singles palettes with a mixture of Makeup Geek, Anastasia Beverly Hills and MAC, and I will do a separate video coming up on these with my favourite Makeup Geek shadows, and then another one with my favourite Anastasia single shadows. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I don't have a huge collection like a lot of people, and I do want to try and keep my collection to the size all of the time. So if I get stuff that I am not going to use, like last week I offloaded 3 palettes because I am not going to use them and don't foresee myself using them. I like to move them on and only keep the palettes that I'm happy to reach for and happy to use on a regular basis. So if you enjoyed that, guys, please give it a thumbs up. That would be really appreciated. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that as well. I hope you've all had a beautiful and wonderful day. Take care, guys. See you later. Bye.